What's up guys, Justin here with the CGEssentials.com. So in this video we're going to talk through multiple different ways to build stairs in Blender. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. So one quick note, I have been working on a course to teach you how to use Blender. So it's still in process, but it's probably going to be released in the next few weeks. So if you are interested in checking that out, I'm really going to be breaking down creating 3D models in Blender in an understandable fashion in that course. So if you do want to check it out once it goes live, you can get on the wait list at the cgessentials.com/course for more information. All right, so there's a few different ways that you can do this, and they're all a little bit different for different uses. So for example, the easiest way to create a stair is going to be to do a Shift-A and to add a cube. And so when I add a cube, I'm going to make it as big as I want the whole stair assembly to be. So in this case, 120 inches should be fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tab into edit mode. I'm going to hit the 2 key to go into edge select mode, and I'm going to select this front edge, and then I'm going to do a Control-B to bevel it. Now, notice when I bevel it, it's giving me kind of a ramp in here, which is not necessarily what I want, but you can jump over into the custom settings. And if you scroll down into the presets, there's an option for steps. And notice what the steps is going to do is it's going to give you little steps in here. Well, notice how nothing is showing up here right now. You need to jump up your number of segments in here until you've got enough segments that you have steps all the way across like this. And notice how you can adjust this by clicking and dragging like this if you want to do that. Now that is a fast way to create steps. My problem with creating steps in this way is A, they're kind of uniform, which isn't necessarily what you want, right? That's not how real steps work. And B, you don't have a whole lot of control over the step size in here, right? Like you can make it bigger or smaller in this sense, but I can't really control the rise over the run very well. Now you can also create a step like this, and then if you want to adjust the width, you can just come in here in edit mode and just do a G, Y, and just move the face across like this. So if you're just looking to create something fast that looks like steps, that's going to be fine. But then if I do a Shift D and I duplicate it, if I create a step that way and then I tab into edit mode and select this back corner and do a bevel, first off, notice how you can use it to create something that has steps kind of under as well. That's not necessarily what we want in this situation. What we want in this situation is we want this one to be back to the regular profile with one segment in here. But notice how you can use this in order to create a stair with some thickness associated with it, like this. And so that is one way to create stairs. I don't generally do it that way just because, again, you can't be ultra precise. What I prefer to do, because I want control over my rise and my run, is I do a Shift-A, I add a plane, and then I'm just going to go into front on view right here, and I'm going to hide my body model. But what I want to do is I want to align this plane with my view like this. And again, I'm going to hide this body model. And so what I've done is I've set it to a depth of 11 inches. That's the depth of my riser. But then I'm just going to tab into edit mode. And so I'm going to hit 1 on my keyboard, select these vertices, and I'm going to delete them. Well, then I can take this and I can do an E, Z, and type in whatever my value is. So in this case, I want this to be a 7-inch step like this. And so what we're doing is we're basically creating the profile of a stair. So I can select these two edges and do a Shift D, hit B to select a base point like this. And then what I can do is I can just continue doing this until I have the step profile that I want. So the nice thing about this is I get more control over the way that these risers are created in here. So I'm going to select this one more time, do a Shift D, B like this. But then what you can do is you can select this end vertex and you can extrude it down. And you can do an E, Z, and extrude it all the way to the ground, or you could do what I want to do, which is create something that has more of like a pan in here. So I'm going to select this vertex and hit the F key in order to fill it in. And so I want to go ahead and I want to select this face and do an X, and I want to delete only faces in here. And what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of this internal geometry. So I'm going to delete this edge, I'm going to hit A, and I'm going to hit F. And for whatever reason, Blender doesn't like this. So you have to select this multiple times and just delete out the edges in here that this is creating. So I'm just getting A and F until I get this kind of like final result. So if anyone knows a better way to do this instead of just redoing this for every single step, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. But if you do come in here and just type like F multiple different times, it's going to fill this in, but it's going to be weird with the faces that it creates, so I don't really like it. So AF, and so we're going to fill this in just like this. And so what this has done is this has created a profile in here, which I can then extrude to whatever the thickness of my step is. So in this case, if it's 48 inches, I can basically extrude this to 48 inches. Now, obviously, yes, this is not quad geometry in here. And so for what I'm doing right now, I'm not really worried about this being quad geometry. I don't really foresee this causing me a lot of issues. Maybe if you're exporting something to like Unreal Engine or something like that, maybe this will cause some shading issues. But what I wanted to do was just create an accurate, realistic depiction of a set of steps. All right, and so one thing to note about this method is if you model out a stair that looks like this, you can also come up to the top right here, tab into edit mode, and you can extrude this face out. And so when you extrude this face out, what that's going to do is that's going to give you the ability to create a landing. Well, within that landing, you could take this stair and you could duplicate it. So you could do a Shift D. You can set a base point with B if you're on Blender 4.0 or above. And then I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to rotate this. So RZ -90. But you can just align this to this face like this in order to create a stair that turns a corner. And you might need to do a little bit of funky stuff with this corner right here, just depending on how you want this to look, right? If you wanted this step to go just up by 1, for example, right here, you could take it and just do a G, B, Z and move it up so that your stairs look like this. So it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do. But you can use this in order to create a stair that kind of goes around a corner like this. And now alternatively, you could also take this stair and you could duplicate it. So Shift D, I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees like this. And then I'm going to take this stair and I'm going to extrude this again by another 48 inches like this. Well, then I can take this stair and do a G, B, and I can align it right here. So you can use this in order to create a stair that turns around 180 degrees like this. All right, so another way that you can model out stairs like this is you can do it procedurally. So let's say that I was going to top-down mode and do a Shift A. I'm going to add a plane. So I'm going to move this plane across like this. So I'm going to move it in the Y direction right here. And I'm going to use this in order to set up a step. So I'm just going to tab into edit mode and I'm going to select this edge and move it over like this so that I've got a step in here. Now, say that you wanted to make this adjustable. Well, what you could do is you could use a modifier to create these steps. So to create these steps, what you could do is you could tab into edit mode, select the face, and extrude this up to whatever you want your thickness of your step to be. So in this case, right, I'm going to say this is going to be maybe 2 inches thick right here. So up to this point, what we've been doing is we've just kind of been manually doing this, right? So we would take this and do a Shift D to duplicate it, move this over to where it needs to be, and then repeating that. Well, a faster way to do that is you can also take a step like this one, jump over into your modifiers, and you can use an array modifier. So we're going to add an array modifier right here, and what I want to do is I want to set this up where this has a constant offset for the height. Right, so instead of it being relative to the height, I don't necessarily want that, because if I come in here and I make a change like this, it's going to completely change the way that the spacing is set in here from a height standpoint. So instead of using the relative offset, what you're going to do is you're going to use a constant offset. So I'm going to set my X distance to 0, and I'm going to set my Z distance to 7, because I want my steps to go up 7 inches every single time, like this. Well, then I can just use the array modifier to create as many steps as I want. And the cool thing about that is that's going to be adjustable. So that's pretty helpful. So another way that you could do this is you could also use the solidify modifier. So if I do a Shift A, add a plane, like this. Instead of me extruding this up, I can add a solidify modifier in order to give it thickness. And so in this case, I'm going to set my offset to 1 instead of -1, but notice how I can use this to set my thickness right here so that it's adjustable. And so if you do that, you can then do the same thing with the array modifier right here. But in this case, what I might recommend is doing all of your offsets as constant. So in this case, I would say that I want this to be 11 inches, and I would want this to be a height of 7 inches right here. But because we've set those as constant offsets, if I adjust the thickness of my step like this, notice how it's still going to stay in place. So if I was to do 7 inches right here, and then I was to adjust my count like this, notice how I can add thick steps in here, but I can also adjust the thickness of the risers in here just by adjusting this modifier. All right, so next up, let's say that we wanted to create a spiral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a circle. So I'm going to do top-down mode, and I'm going to add a circle over here, and I'm going to set the radius to whatever the size I think the radius of my stair is going to be. So in this case, we're going to go with we'll go with 48 inches for right now. Actually, probably more than that. We're probably going to do 72 inches. And notice how the number of vertices that you set on here is going to set the number of steps, right? So think about the number of steps that you want going around in a circle, because each one of these vertices is going to act as kind of a step in here. So in this case, right, I'm assuming that 360 degrees, that's going to be 24 steps or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this over like this. Now I'm going to tab into edit mode. I'm going to hit the 1 key and I'm going to hit A, and I'm going to do an ES. So ES is going to extrude this in a central direction. And you can extrude this in whatever you want the thickness of your stair to be, like this. And then I'm going to go into top-down mode, and I'm going to delete out everything but one step. So I'm just going to come in here, go into wireframe mode, just to make sure I'm picking everything up. And I'm just going to do an X and delete the vertices right here. And so then what I want to do though is we're going to take this and we're going to extrude it to 3D. So I'm just going to hit the 3 key, I'm doing extrude. I'm going to extrude this up by 2 inches like this. But then what I want to do is I want to place an empty at the object origin. And so with this selected, I'm just going to do a Shift S, and I'm going to do a cursor to selected right here. So when I do that, notice how that places my 3D cursor on the origin of the object. Well, then I'm going to do a Shift A and I'm going to add an empty. So just a plain axis right here. All right, so I've got an empty on the central point here. Well, then I want to select this object and I want to add an array modifier. But in this case, I don't want it to have a relative offset. I want it to have an object offset. And I want it to offset based on this empty. So notice I just came in here and I just selected that empty. Well, what that's going to do is now I can take this empty. If I look at it from a top-down view, I can do an RZ. Well, notice what it's doing is it's rotating this based on, or it's rotating the empty based on the number of degrees we set in here, right? So in this case, I'm going to type in a value of 15 degrees, hit the enter key. Well, notice what that's going to do is that's going to create copies based on the rotation of that empty in here. So notice how I can use this to create these rotational copies. So for every copy, we want to create a vertical offset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my Z distance for each one of these to 7 inches. Well, now every one of those copies is moving up 7 inches, just like this. And so you can use this in order to create a spiral stair in here. You could also do the same thing, but with this going all the way to the middle, right? So if we go to top-down view, add a new circle. So I'm going to add a circle right here. Nothing's really changed on the circle, but in this case, we just want to extrude this in a little further. So we're going to do an ES to extrude it in like this. And usually you're going to have some kind of a central post. So just make sure that you've extruded this in thinner than the post that you're going to put in there. But then I can tap the Z key. Go to wireframe mode, delete out your extra vertices. like this, but then we're going to do the same thing. And just for fun, we'll do it with the solidify modifier. So we're going to do a generate solidify like this, so that this is adjustable. And we'll say it's going to have a thickness of 2 inches for right now, but then we'll do that same thing where we do a Shift S, we do a cursor to selected to put our cursor right here, and we're going to do a Shift A, and we're going to add our empty. So then we'll add our array modifier to this object. So generate array, object offset, select your empty, remove the relative offset, rotate the empty by 15 degrees, and then add your vertical offset. But then you would also do a Shift A, and you would add either a circle or a cylinder, just depending on what you want. We can go ahead and do the cylinder and make it smaller. 4 inches ought to be fine, but then you could adjust the depth like this, do a G, Z to move it up. And now you've got a spiral stair in here, just like this. And the cool thing about this spiral stair is it's adjustable, meaning you can adjust the solidification of these objects like this in order to get different results. You can also adjust the height by adjusting the offset height right here. All right, and then one last way to create stairs is to use add-ons. So there's multiple different like geometry node setups out there for creating stairs, and there's also just simple add-ons to do that. So for example, BAGAPIE is a free add-on which you can download, and I'll link to it in the notes down below. But if I tap the J key within BAGAPIE, it's going to give me the ability to add different stairs. So I can add a linear stair right here. Well, the cool thing about this stair is it's based on geometry nodes. So what I can do is I can adjust this, right? It's set in here, and it's kind of non-destructive in the sense that it's being built using a modifier. So I can adjust things like the depth of the stair. I can set the height of the stair, the width of the stair, and these are all going to adjust. So you can also adjust things about the sides as well as the height in here. So you've got this tool, you've also got the tool built in that allows you to create a spiral stair right here. And the cool thing about these is they also build the railings, which by the way, I'm going to create a separate video talking about how to create railings in here. But BAGAPIE gives you this fully featured spiral staircase where you can come in and adjust just about everything having to do with the stair. All right, so that's where I'm going to end this video. I will make another video talking about different ways you can create railings in Blender, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and stick around for that. Note that I will be releasing my course teaching you how to create 3D models in Blender very soon, so you can get on the waiting list to get more information by visiting the cgessentials.com/course. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.